let me get the insights of Florence Kajuju, who's a former Meru Women representative. Thank you very much, Mheshimiwa, for joining us. So I wanted to hear your thoughts about NASA's boycott. This is the third day. First of all, on Tuesday, they did not go for that presidential address. Yesterday, they were not present and they did not forward names for people who would be in the House Business Committee. Today, seemingly, it seems that they will not also be participating in the sittings today. What do you make of this boycott? Is it justified?
Thank you, Betty. And I believe that what NASA is doing is not correct. Neither the honorable members are playing their part by refusing to go to Parliament. Because we've seen they appeared in Parliament on the 31st of August for purposes of being sworn in. They swore to serve the country in the capacities that have been elected. Yesterday, we saw Honorable John Badi, who is also the chair of ODM, appearing before the National Assembly and seeking for time for them to be able to constitute the membership of their committees and the leadership of the House Business and the other committees. I think if indeed they believe that the Constitution of Parliament and the continuance of proceedings is illegal, then in the first place they ought not to have appeared with Honorable Chris Wamalwa. We have also seen that some of them are appearing and signing in and then stepping out. Right. So I don't believe that they're justified in refusing to attend parliamentary debate because they're supposed to serve the people and there's no illegality. The court did not stop Parliament from conducting its business. The court did not stop the president from appearing before Parliament in its first sitting. So I don't know where they're getting this belief that any proceeding in Parliament so far is illegal for whatever reason that they have.
Interesting, because one of the reasons they've put out is that they feel that with the election of President Uhuru Kenyatta having been challenged and nullified at the Supreme Court, then it does not make sense for them to be part of any of this system, including those proceedings in Parliament.
I've read the Constitution and especially Article 134 on the powers of the president as an incumbent in the sense that there are things that he can do and cannot do. One of them is not appearing in Parliament for its first sitting. It's, of course, the appointment of commissioners, ambassadors, cabinet secretaries, judges, and the power of mercy. He cannot exercise the power of mercy. Nowhere does it state in those clauses that the president cannot conduct the first opening of Parliament. So if the Constitution does not stop the president from appearing for the first opening of Parliament and making a State of the Nation address, then I don't think it will be justified for the minority to allege that the president has no powers or for them to imagine that whatever is happening in Parliament is illegal. Business must continue because that is the business of the National Assembly and the legislature. The judiciary is continuing with its work. The legislature must continue, and the executive is properly constituted as we speak. And the president has the powers as it is in the Constitution.
And talking about these committees and looking at the House Business Committee, there has to be a number of members of Parliament from NASA, from the opposition, for it to be constitutional. So where does this leave the House Business just moving forward?
What is important as for the standing orders in Parliament is the quorum. In the standing orders, they don't talk about once committees are constituted, who is appearing there as NASA or ODM or CORD for that matter, or who is appearing in the committee as Jubilee. Once committees are constituted, they become members of the committee, respectively. So I don't think by them failing to forward their names or the membership of their committees, they are going to worry the majority in the House. The only worry that the majority would have is whether these committees would raise the quorum that is expected for purposes of conducting business. Otherwise, whether the majority is present or the minority is present, it is not a big issue in as far as running of committees or House business is concerned.
All right, we'll be coming back to you, Florence Kajuju. You'll just wait for Dan Manzo, who's already in studio. He's also going to be joining us in our conversation this morning.